Hello, hello. I'm like a minute or two behind, but I'm here. We have made it. It's Tuesday. We're doing a design drop and a fun project, and I have been dying to share these with you. These are probably my favorite of this year. I know we say that all the time, but I'm super excited. So I was just grabbing stuff, throwing it in here, so I'm going to get reorganized for just a second. I'm going to start by showing you what we made last month. I know that we did send an email on Sunday and showed the projects, but not everyone gets their email, or sometimes I know how it gets lost in your email. Y'all, I am just flying by the seat of my pants. So not last night, but the night before, I actually did not sleep the entire night. I had been stressing about the box things, the shipments that haven't arrived, all of the things. And I tried to sleep till like 2 a.m. and then at 2 a.m. I just gave up. And so not last night, but the night before, I just worked straight through, did a bunch of stuff that needed to be done, got the kiddo off to school, kept working. And then I stopped working last night at 8 o'clock. I went to bed at 10 and I got a full night of sleep last night. So I feel like whatever I was battling last, when I had the member event on Saturday, I don't even know. Like, it was just, I think, a lot, but I've had a full night's sleep. I even prepped the project that we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to be doing a mixed media layer design where we're doing decoupage and then we're putting the rub-on transfer over it. I have it primed and it's been drying in the sun in the window so that I don't have problems with the rub-on transfer. So I feel like I'm kind of on it today. I mean, I don't want to get too excited, but I feel like it's a little bit better today. So I've not seen any comments yet. So if you're here and can hear me, let me know. I'm going to go and I want to show you some of the things that the ladies made in the group. So to make sure I have everything that's muted, that's supposed to be muted. I think we're good there. So I'm going to show you some of those projects first. We're going to unbox this month's design, and then we are going to, oh, Camille just told me we have a hiccup on the site and she's doing some investigation and it's not looking good, but we'll fix it. All right, I've got Deborah tuning in. She can hear me. Hello, Miss Deborah. Hi, Monica. Is it Monica? Yes, Monica's over on YouTube. So let me get into the group so I can show you the group stuff, because the ladies were so creative. And also, we've had this fly in our house since last night and it has left me alone until about 10 minutes ago when I was going to go live, and then it decided to show its face in here. So we have that. Oh, I don't know why you can see my camera up there. That's not good. Here, we'll fix this a little bit. All right. Getting in the group. I'm going to show you some of the ladies' projects real quick. So this first one here, this is Angie. I have to show you both versions. So Angie, this is her. I'm trying to get it so the light doesn't reflect on it. I need to go this way. This is her project. Oh, Facebook's calling me. Facebook's been calling me all day. So this was hers. Now you can see on here, it's actually like, I'm trying to point, but I don't know where I'm pointing. It's actually like lit up. She layered hers and did lights behind it. And so like at night, it looks like that. It's so cool. That's such a unique, like, I want to do it. I almost want to get another one and do it myself. A unique take on it. Here is another one. Let me just pull these up. This is from Miss Barbara, who always says, I love it on the blue. I need to figure out where I'm going here. She did hers on blue. So it was the layered cross sign. Here is another one from Barbara. Looks like she got extras. But that's it with the topper on it. So cute. I love the royal blue. Let me see. Here is another one. This one was from Miss Katie. Miss Katie was so smart. So she took hers, and on hers, she did a magnet so that she can switch out because we sell the wood rounds. So she can switch that out with a different round depending on the season. So smart. She actually is who gave me the idea for what we're going to do today, like how we're going to do it. Here is one from Miss Gail. Miss Gail used the, sorry, you're going to see, that's the order coming in. Miss Gail used the transfers. So she's got transfer on the wooden round, and then she's got transfers on these extra places up here too. Oh, I see everyone popping in. Hi, Miss Betty. Hey, Sandy. Hi, Elizabeth. Monica said so pretty. Susan, hello. Right, Susan? So smart. We got blessed 5 times on YouTube. Hello, hello. Yeah, the magnet is so smart. So we're going to be using a magnet today in the tutorial because I absolutely love that. Hi, Miss Alyssa from Minnesota. My daughter's name is Alyssa. So I'm kind of partial to that name. That's actually how she spells it too. So fun. Now, here's some adorable, okay, I know this isn't our project, but this is Miss Barbara used the transfers to make these ornaments. That's on a wood round. That's one of our transfers. Okay, I know that's not what we're talking about, but okay, so that's a few of the group ones. And then I'll show you the ones that I made. Now you'll see the one on the website. So there was this one. This is with some gold. So you can see it's like 2 different pieces. You layer it and then you put the round on top was one of the options. And then for the private membership craft night, I did it a different way without the round. And I used the transfer. So this is the large transfer. And then I used it behind the frame and I just painted this black as another option. So these transfers of napkins are now available to everybody. You can go get them on the site. They were just available to members in the month that they're released. And so today I'm going to show you what the members are getting for August. So these will be available to you that aren't members. You'll have access to them in September. Where is the year going? Megan keeps talking to me. So the way that we have to order everything and do everything, we are way in advance. So right now we're waiting on September's transfer to arrive. They've been created and shipped and everything, and we're designing October. And so I'm constantly losing track of what month it is because we're always like so far ahead. Okay, so I've got some printables here. I printed them a couple different ways, but I'm going to show you this month's kit and project. So this month's theme is Abundant Blessings. And this is the project that we're going to be doing on as members. So it is this coffee cup freestanding sign. So in your kit, I'll unbox the kit and show you everything in the designs as well. So this is one version. This is using the decoupage. So we have the decoupage kit club, which is the whole project. And then you get decoupage napkins. So that is the version that I used for this one. And then we also have the transfer kit club, which is the project plus the transfers. And I used that on this one. So this is actually layered transfers. We have these transfers back here that are the background. And then I layered, sorry, it's backwards for me. I layered another transfer on top of it here. And then we did the sign. So if you're in either of the project kits, whether the decoupage or napkin, depending on what kind of crafts you like, these are a couple ideas for versions that you could use. So let me show you the designs for this month. We also have just the transfers. You can get just the transfers by themselves. You can get just the napkins by themselves. And then we also have a printable club. I'm going to be playing with mixed media. So I'm going to be using a little bit of everything. I'm doing some decoupage. I'm doing some rub-on transfer. And then I'll show you kind of how to put it together. But let me show you what you get in the kit. And we also have the deluxe club, which is everything. So you get the napkins, the printables, the project, and the transfers all together. So you will get your tutorials in here right when you get it already. And then this year or this month on the back, I actually have, I'm not going to show you, I have a sneak peek of what's coming next month. So you're going to get a sneak peek as what next month's project going to be. So we have in the deluxe club, you're going to get the printables, the napkins, and the project. So I'll do the designs here in just a minute, but I'll show you what the project comes with. So you're going to get your full block. This is about, I think we decided it's 6.5 by 6.5 by 2 inches. So it's a nice heavy freestanding block. You're going to get all of the things that you need for the scrappy bow. So these are all fall colors. You might not get these ones. You might get different ones. So you'll get 2 of the 5x5 sheets, and then you'll get a big 10 by 10. You won't need all this, so you'll have extra for your scrappy bows, but you'll get that. You're also going to get your 2 little vine pieces. I didn't use this in the tutorial, but I will use this when we do the members craft night later in the month. Then you'll get 2 pieces of fall junk journal paper. So again, I'm not sure what yours will look like, but those are the 2 in here. And then in your little baggie, you're going to get your rope for the handle. And this is like nice thick rope. You're going to get the 2 little wood cutouts, a bigger heart and a smaller heart. Then we always do a vinyl sticker for the ladies. So again, the theme is abundant blessings. So that's the sticker. You get your, always you get your scripture sprinkle card and your yummy sucker. And then you're going to get 3 different size buttons. So you can, and they're wooden, so you can paint them. And then you'll also get a little heart button. So that's the kit. And let me show you the designs that are going to come. So we'll just kind of put all this aside. I'm throwing stuff. Patty says she loves it. Hey, Pam. Hi, Cindy. Monica loves the sharing. Yeah, I have to look at other people's stuff to get ideas. You guys know, like Pinterest is my inspiration always. I'll go to Pinterest, find something that I think looks fun for us, and then we'll design, we'll put the designs around that. So let's go through the designs. Let's start with the printable club. That's, again, we're going to be playing with multiple today, but I have it printed on a few different types of paper. So we're going to start with the printables club. So with the printables club, you get 5 sheets every month plus 2 bonus sheets. And the way that we have these designed is so that you could do multiple projects. Now, I'm kind of excited about this. We just added this sheet to the last, every month you'll get this sheet now. So this sheet has the QR code that goes to the playlist and I keep putting all the printables tutorials in this one playlist. Then I took the top 4 tutorials that we use so that, because you can, every month you can make one of our tiles, which we'll be doing today. You can make a bookmark every month. You can make a coaster. You can make coasters every month. And then you can also make little gift tags. So I put those tutorials in there for you. So if you're new, you can sign up, get these immediately to your inbox, and you can start making things. Okay. So I've added that, but we'll start with the first sheet. So sheet 1 is, and the color on my overhead is like, I guess I forgot to drop this down. That's going to help a little bit. Is not as good as my forward facing camera. So you can see like the colors are way brighter than, I don't have a light that's going directly down on me. So apologies for that. But this one here is the one that's sized for our pop and swap frames. So you'll always have, or you can buy the tiles individually and just use them as a little sign. So you'll always have 2 of these. The other one is on the second sheet. We've got your 2 borders here. And then this one is sized for a coaster. Okay, so you've got your coaster sized one there. So that's sheet 1. So we have, I'll be using this one today. Every good and every perfect gift is from above. And then this one has the abundance blessings verse. So that's sheet 1. Sheet 2, same thing. We have abundance blessings from Deuteronomy, the full verse. And again, it's perfectly sized for the pop and swap tile. Then you've got your coaster size here. This size also works really well on the larger wood rounds. So if you want to make a wood round sign or even an ornament or something like that, you could use this size. And then we've got 2 more borders here. These also, this size works great for the card makers, borders for the card makers as well. This one's a little bit too big for a card, but we have other designs for that. Sheet 3, we've got the every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. This one is perfectly sized for a card. And some other accents here. We've got the James 1:7 with some more flowers here. These would be great on a sticker paper, which I actually got some sticker paper, and I'm going to show you what that looks like printed on, not this sheet, but a different sheet. Susan said that sheet is so great. Thank you. Yellow is such a happy color, Elizabeth. I love yellow too. If you love yellow and you love happy, you're going to love this month because, again, it's all sunflowers and blessings. All right, what sheet are we on? 1, 2, 3. Sheet 4 is your gift tags. So we have got a few different sizes here. There's the bigger ones here, kind of a medium size here, a little bit smaller, and then we have these shapes here. I like to print these on cardstock because if you print it on cardstock for the gift tags, you can just cut them out and they're strong enough to just go ahead and use as is. You could also laminate them. Someone asked last month if we have wooden tags that fit these. We do not. Not saying we couldn't do that at some point. We can't do it right now because we are printing Christmas ornaments like nobody's business. Once we're through that, we can start looking at making tags that fit these, because I think that would be so fun. So just give us another month or two to get through the ornaments, caught up on the ornaments. But that is your gift tag sheet. Then we have your bookmark sheet. So I have the bookmarks here. I wanted to do a bookmark today, but I don't want this to be like a 4-hour tutorial. So we're just going to do the tile today, but I think I might pop on later this week and do the bookmark. But these are our wooden bookmark blanks. They're larger blanks. All of these fit the bookmarks exactly. I have also showed in other tutorials how you can just print them out on cardstock and laminate them if you have a lamination machine. We did that last month. That's in one of the tutorials that's on that last sheet. So if you're like, oh, I want to know how to do that, I did the bookmarks on that tutorial. So we do have tutorials for the bookmarks, just I'm not doing it today. And then this side on the sides here, this one is big enough for a bookmark. This one is a little bit skinny, but could still work because of this design. So it should fit it, but it might be just a little cut off here just because. So that's kind of just an extra border side there. But that's the bookmark sheet. So again, every month you can make pop and swap tiles. Every month you can make bookmarks. Every month you can make coasters. And every month you can make labels. So these are our jar labels, or they could be used as gift tags as well. We have got the blank lines here so that you can layer the transfers over these, or you can use stamps over them, whichever you'd like. Trying to figure out if I want to jump around. I actually bought sticker paper. So if you have joined us before, you know that we have done the double-sided sticky paper, which is my nemesis because it's like fly paper. It gets stuck to everything. So I went to Amazon and I was like, what if we just bought sticker paper? So I bought this printable vinyl sticker paper. This is in a matte and it's 20 sheets. I think I need to add it to my favorite things still. I haven't added it because I haven't used it yet. I printed it, but I haven't used it. Again, I was thinking about doing something with it today, but I can only do so much. So I decided to go in a different direction for today's project, but I, again, might have to do a couple more lives this week because I want to show all the fun stuff to use this, but I just printed it right out on the sticker paper. You could cut out and then you just peel these off like stickers. Again, I haven't used it, but what I wanted to know with this paper is how transparent it was if you could actually put it over a design. Oh yeah, because it's vinyl, it's not going to see through at all. So now I can just stick the label right on my thing, or we could decoupage and stick the label right on your decoupage. So again, a great tip for mixed media. So that's how I'm going to be doing these going forward when I use them, because the two-sided sticky paper, thumbs down, mainly because I am not that great with it. But if you have got it figured out and use it, you're good to go. So that's this month's designs for the Printables Club. Again, anyone can join the Printables Club right away, get these designs right away. We also have the private membership group and the 20% discount you'll get access to. So it's a great way to just kind of dabble and see what you like. And then I wanted to show you these. This is where I have printed the printables. Oh, we have one more sheet. Where was it? This is the last bonus sheet. It's our full repeatable pattern. I don't know, did I just skip it or it didn't print out? We were having mad printer issues last night. I spent an hour and a half with me and my husband arguing with our printer because it's that whole HP ink thing where if your printer can't connect to the internet, then it thinks it doesn't have ink. Maddening. It was horrible. We got it fixed, obviously, but I think maybe this last sheet didn't print. So I'm glad that I printed it out. Well, hello, Miss Cindy. Pam says the grandchildren loves the suckers. I hear the grandchildren and the husbands sneak them, which is completely fine. Do what you need to do to get your orders, ladies. Totally okay. Okay, so these ones are printed on cardstock. So you can just see it's a little bit thicker, but you can print on cardstock. I use a 32-pound bright white normally when I'm going to craft. These ones are just regular printer paper that I'm showing you now. And you can still see you get a really good print. So that is the Printables Club. With the deluxe, you get everything. These are included, or you can get this one by itself. Let's move to the Transfer Club, which we will be playing with today. We're going to be using transfers and what are we using? And decoupage today, but a different one. So the Transfer Club, again, we sell it with the project, or we do the transfers by themselves. And we also, no, those are the two. So the transfer set will always come with the credit card tool. I always use the precision transfer tool. This is our tool. It's what I'll be using today. You'll kind of see why. But if you don't have it or you don't want it, it's fine. You'll still have the tool that you need in there. You can also use a popsicle stick. So that's some options. But here is sheet 1. Again, this is Abundance Blessings. So we have the sunflower theme. We've got butterflies. We've got the word faith. We've got James 1:17 here. Then we have the Philippians verse 4:19, but my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. We do use King James Version. I get a lot of people asking that. The next one, there's a little piece on here. The next one, I'm going to be using this one today. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich all, and he addeth no sorrow with it. The fly is attacking me. So I'm going to be using this layered over the decoupage today. So that's sheet 1. Sheet 2 has your borders for the project. You could also use the borders for cards or other things. So we've got 4 borders. This is the first time we've done something like this. People might love it or hate it. I don't know. We'll find out because they'll tell us. So I'm super excited about it because of the layering that we're able to do on the project. Let me pull that decoupage one again. So this is where we used the layers in the background, and then we put this this verse right here, which is solid, over the top of the layers. So that's why you can still read it. So I was super excited about that. The other one I looked at doing with this, which I may do next time when we do the member live, is putting this one over it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing that's what I'm going to do for the membership one, but that's an option too. Also, this one will go over it. So those of you that are in the Kit Club, there's multiple transfers that you can use for your project that will go over the border. So that's why we did it that way. So this is sheet 2. We also did But First Coffee. I know it's not a Bible verse. Again, people may love it or hate it. We'll find out. But we just kind of put that in because the project theme was coffee. And I know a lot of the ladies in the membership group had talked about using these signs at their coffee station. So don't come at me. Usually every single thing is Bible verses, but we just threw that in for fun. And then here's a larger one that you could use for something. You could use this on your block too, but it might take up, it'll fit, but it might take up like the whole thing. But that is an option as well. Then we have our longer verses here. These are the full verses in 3 different fonts. It's from James 1:17. We did size these for the larger cards. So you have those 3 verses, and then we just have the theme Abundant Blessings here with more butterflies and sunflowers. So that's the Transfer Club. Again, available as just the club by itself, just the transfers, or you can get it with the project kit. And then we have the napkins. So again, Psalms 23, thou preparest a table before mine enemies, thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Got the buffalo check and the roses in here. That is a super fun one. So you'll get 2 of each of these. These might not all be going the same direction. It'll be fine. The next one is Philippians 4:19, but my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. This is the one that I used for the project, for the decoupage project. I did just a paint technique behind, and then I just used the cutout. Here's the other 2 cutouts you had. So that's what I used for the example. Okay, you'll get 2 of them. There's only 1 in there because I used it. Then we have the Deuteronomy 28:12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. Again, we've got some vintage back here and the sunflowers. Angie says she loves coffee. Cindy's loving all the sunflowers. I knew it. You're going to love it or you're going to hate it this month. There's probably no in between because we went all in on the sunflowers. We carried a sunflower transfer set a couple of years ago, and it flew out of here. And I don't think we've really gone all in on sunflowers again until this month. So I was like, this is a month we're bringing it back. It's great for fall, late summer, and then all year round. Like, I don't know. I love sunflowers. They make me happy. All right, Proverbs 10:22, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. Again, in the happy yellow and the sunflowers. And then the hymn for this month, you always get 2 hymns in the club, is I Am Walking in the Light. So that you'll get 2 of those. So again, you can get the napkin club by itself if you just want the napkins, or you can get it in with the project kit. Or like I mentioned, if you get the deluxe kit, the deluxe membership, you get everything. Printables, napkins, projects, transfers, all of the fun stuff. Okay, with that, we are going to be doing the pop and swap frame today. So as I mentioned, the Printables Club, I'm just going to move some stuff around. The Printables Club gives you 2 pop and swap tiles. So this is one version of our pop and swap frame. We have 2 frames. This is the other version. These are the Women of the Word. This is the Bethany, and this is the Hannah. So how these are designed, put that back up there, is they fit our tiles, and you just pop them out, and you can do the front or the back, and then you can put whatever design you want in it. So if you have the Printables Club, we give you 2 designs each month for your tile. So you get your frame separately, and then each month you can make a sign and just flip it out as you'd like. So this is the one I'll be using today. I'm going to be using one of our tiles, and then let me show you what else I have grabbed. So I did prep the sign already today, but I'm going to show you how I did this. Because as you know, whenever we layer the transfers over the decoupage, it needs to be completely dry and cured, or the transfer is not going to stick to this if there's any type of moisture, whatever. So a couple hours ago, I went and made this one, stuck it in the window so it could dry. But I'm going to show you how I made it on the back so that you know how I did it. So what I've got is, let me get this stuff out of the way because we're not doing what was that? We're not doing bookmarks today. So I've got my scissors here. I've got my ribbon bows. So typically we do fabric bows. I've got a combination of fabric and ribbon here. So I've got a couple little pieces of burlap. These are, let me use my sheet down here. These are like 5 3/4 inches. So again, it just depends on how big you want your bow. But I've got 2 scraps of that. I've got a long old strip of, this is just muslin that I get at Walmart. It's about 23 inches, the size of your mat. So I've got 2 strips of that. I just ripped it and tore it off there. I've got some ribbon, and these are fabric strips from a bigger piece of fabric. I've got a couple, or I've got 1 long thing of those, 2 long things of those. Same things, 23 inches. So that's what I'm going to be using, and some raffia to make my bow. Obviously, we'll need jute as well. I've got this buffalo check napkin. I just bought a package of these off of Amazon, and I just use them. They're 3-ply. They're the long luncheon ones. I used half of it already for the back. But that's what I'm going to be decoupaging with, so I can get that buffalo check pattern in the background. I grabbed this little tag. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I just made this with cardstock. I just used the shape of a tag I already had and just cut this out. I'm not the best at tags, so I have it there in case it's ready. But if I don't use it, so sorry. I'm going to be using this design, and then I'm probably going to be pulling some of these butterflies or maybe sunflowers out of it as well for the rub-on transfers. And then for paints and other supplies, I've got the Waverly in white to just do the background. And I've got my Mod Podge in my handy dandy mustard bottle. So I can just squirt it on there. And then I've got the transfer tool. Hello, Miss Gail. I showed your project before you jumped on, sister. Sandy loves all of the sunflowers as well. Okay, so what we're going to do to prep this, again, I'm going to show you how I did it on the back, but it won't dry in time, so I'll be using the front. So we're just going to come over it. My paintbrushes are not all the way dry, but we're just going to do a quick little white. And the reason that we're prepping the tile first is because when we decoupage just that one sheet, because we're only using the top layer of the napkin, if we don't have a white barrier behind it, the white's not going to show up as white. It'll be more of like an off-white or a yellow because the color of the actual tile is going to come through. So we're just going to do a quick coat of the white so that whatever napkin we put on top really pops. And I like using just the regular white for this because it's very, very white. But if you only have like an off-white, like a plaster or something, that will work as well. So don't feel you have to go buy new paint if what you have is different. I just have this giant bottle of white, and I realized a couple months ago, that I need to start using it, because I don't ever use it for the outside, that like if you're going to actually see the paint. I use the plaster for that, and I go through it a lot quicker. So I was like, I need to start using this white. So again, just a thin layer. You don't need to make it super thick. And then I'm going to hit it with the heat gun a little bit just to have it dry. And we're going to be using the iron-on method today. So as soon as I get this on here, I'm going to make sure that my iron is on, because it's not. And then we'll hit this with the heat gun, so you ladies don't have to sit around and watch paint dry. Now, if you don't have like a heat gun, you can use a hairdryer. So don't feel you need to go buy more stuff. Honestly, if I wasn't doing these videos, I'm cheap and I would use my hairdryer. But I invested in it for your sake. So you wouldn't have to see me. You could just get an inexpensive hairdryer as well too. You don't need anything fancy. All right, so that's the Mod Podge. I'm just going to put it on it. And since we're doing the iron-on method, we are just going to, we're going to put this on, and then we're going to let it dry too. We'll just hit it with the heat gun. But that whole process doesn't take very long. I really like the iron-on method. If you are a beginner, it helps so much because you can move the pattern around. And we're going to have to do that a little bit today because the pattern I have is a checkerboard. And so we're going to want to kind of line those lines up. And when you use the wet method, pretty much once you stick it down, like there's no moving it. So this just gives you a little bit more ability to make mistakes without them being permanent. So it's my preferred method whenever possible. So with the Mod Podge, you just want to make sure, we just need a thin layer, and just want to make sure you get all of the edges and corners so that doesn't come up on us, especially since we're going to be putting it in that pop and swap frame. You'll be taking it in and out, and so you don't want the edges to start lifting on you. So it's literally that easy. We're going to hit it with the heat gun again. Okay, and it's going to have another moment or two because we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Now, if you do get these exact napkins on Amazon or wherever, sometimes you can find these luncheon ones at, like, if you have a TJ Maxx or a Ross. But these Amazon ones are really easy to separate because they're kind of flimsy. I mean, they're not for decoupage, they're for actual like luncheons. So we just need to make sure that we get the top layer. So if you're new to decoupage, you can tell you got the top layer when you still got some ink on this side. This should be pretty translucent. So we're going to separate that. But these ones do have what's called a coined edge, which means there's kind of a printed pattern here along the border. And I don't want that to show up on my design. So I'm going to place it so that it doesn't show up. Now it's still a little bit tacky here. Let me hit it again. You will also need, which I forgot to mention, the sanding block and your parchment paper, which I just had out. I just keep a sheet in here in the drawer because you can reuse it a bunch of times. I just get the box from Dollar Tree that has the individual pre-cut sheets. And you can see in here, if you look really closely, I actually, when I put the Mod Podge on, I dragged the tip of my bottle on here. So there's like a little rent in it, but you're not going to see it. It's below the napkin. But just in case you were thinking I did everything great, no. No, girlfriend, no. Okay, so I'm going to avoid this coined edge here. So I am going to, this is what I mean by you can just mess around with it, because it's the Mod Podge is dry, so we can drag this around wherever we want. So I am going to just get the pattern on here. What I'm kind of looking for is to make sure I have a similar amount of either the white or the black or whatever you're using. In this particular case, if I get it right, it's going to have a kind of the same white size border all the way around. This is like super anal, so if you don't care, don't get hung up on this. This is just my OCD talking. So get it on there, hold it with one hand, then you're just going to place your parchment paper over the top without trying to move anything. And then we're just going to hit it with the iron. And so it doesn't take long to get it attached. Monica says she's used the bone folder or a pack and spoon to run over the napkins, which helps separate the sheets easily. That's a great idea. I love all the separating the sheets tips because honestly, with decoupage, I feel that is literally the hardest part, is getting the stinking napkin separated. So that's how quick it is to get it on there. We're going to put this away so we're not tripping over it. And from here, we're just going to take our sanding tool. It might be a little hot, so be careful. And we're just going to drag it across the edges. And that's going to separate so that you get this nice clean edge here. So we're going to do that on each side. And my biggest part I have to remember is this is the side we just did, so that I stick the transfer to the other side. And you could do a background on this one, and you could do something completely different on the other. So that's it. Now we have like a nice clean edge all the way around. I'm going to flip this over so that I know which side I'm working on, because this one has been drying in the window. So from here, I can go ahead and start layering my transfers. So I'm going to use this one. So once we get to the transfers, we're just going to cut out, and you just have to rough cut it. You don't need to cut exactly around it, because if there's no design there, nothing's going to be there. So we don't need to cut it out perfectly or anything. You just kind of rough cut whichever you're using. Put this away. And with the transfers, you're going to peel off the protective backing. So that's what's making it so that the design doesn't stick to anything else. And then you'll have your design here. So this is the sticky part. Just make sure you don't touch any of that part with your fingers or anything, because it will stick. It might stick to your fingers. So we try not to touch that part. And we just put it over here. Also with the rub-on transfers, like once it's on there, it's pretty much you're not going to be able to move it. So I just want to make sure, because this is the bottom of the transfer, I know that this part is perfectly straight because I didn't cut it. So I'm going to use that to line up with one of my lines down here. And that's how I'm going to know I got this straight. So I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to get it lined up, and then I'm going to anchor this part first, and then I'll just rub it up that way. All right, so now we're going to take our transfer tool or our popsicle stick or whichever we're using, and we're just going to come through here, and I'm going to use the larger side first just to kind of get it one rub on there, to kind of get everything. And then before I start peeling it off, I'm going to turn over to the more detailed side. And that's where I'm going to make sure to go over the letters really well, because I don't want to lose any of the period or a particular letter or anything. I'll use my transfer tool or whatever you have. And I'm just going to catch the edge here so that I can get a hold of it. And the transfer should automatically release when it's ready. If you're tugging on it and it's not wanting to release, then it's not down all the way, okay? And that's why it's important to have your surface completely cured. Because when I've done these lives in the past, there's just not enough time from when I do the decoupage and add the transfer for it to dry enough. And when that happens, the transfer can actually rip up your decoupage, or certain things won't stick, and then it ruins your project, and it's super frustrating. So whenever we're doing any type of layering, we've got to make sure that that bottom layer is truly ready to accept the transfer. So it's really is this easy. We're just going to rub and just let it release. You can kind of see that it's releasing because from the top side, especially like over the lettering, it will look like a little gray. You can see that it's kind of coming up. And so each little part that has wording or design, that's the transfer part. And then if there's nothing there, then there, you don't have to worry about anything sticking. So mainly I'm just focusing on the letters, and then we'll focus on all these little petals of the flower. So again, it's not just like a sticker where you just stick it on and just rip it right back off. Don't do that. Sometimes it takes a little patience. If you do have problems, like if you're in a humid area and it's sticking a little bit, you can also, before you take it off, you can hit it with your heat gun or a hair dryer, and that helps like the tackiness as well. So here we have our design on here, just like so. And then what else? I wanted to see. I had so many ideas last night. I was like, I could do this, I could do that. There's enough space over here if I wanted to add like a little something else. We could put like one of these stickers right on top of here. I think it would fit. Let me just cut it out and look. I'm probably not going to do it, but I want to see what it would look like. So again, this is the printables on the sticky paper. And mixed media is really just about how busy do you want it? Like how much stuff do you want on it? So again, this is that vinyl sticky paper. And I'm literally just cutting it out right on the outline of the label. So if I wanted to, there is enough room here that I could put this on here, and then I could do another transfer on here, or I could do a message. I know that this faith fits like on this transfer, so we could do that. I mean, there's so many different options of what you could do. My bow's going to go right here, and I know it's going to take up a lot of space. So the only other thing I thought was adding these butterflies, and I think I'm going to do that. You've got two sides on the transfers. You've also got these butterflies that we could cut out and use by themselves as well. You don't have to use this whole design as one. We could just, if we just wanted these butterflies, we would just cut around those. I've also got these smaller butterflies here. And I am a little bit of a minimalist. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want the bigger ones or do I want the smaller ones? I think I'm going to go with these smaller ones here. Again, so we're just going to come in and we're going to cut around just the little butterflies that we want to use. And if I didn't want to use them together like this, I could cut them separate and put them somewhere else too. But I feel like it needs like a little something. I'm going to just put them right there. So again, we're not going to touch the design. So I'm just kind of doing something to just fill in a little bit of this bottom space down here. Now, after I get done with these transfers, I do recommend sealing. I'm not going to seal. I mean, I'm not going to seal now on the live. I'll take it outside and seal it afterwards. For the sealing, and I'll show you what I use for the sealant here in just a moment. But I do one light coat, let it sit about 30, 45 minutes. We're in Arizona. It's hot as Hades out here, so it's not going to take long for that to cure. And then I'll do a second light coat. And then after that, I usually will let it sit overnight before I like put it in anything or touch it too much. But I use the Eileen's in the matte finish. You can use any acrylic sealer. It doesn't need to be this one. When I first started, I just went to Lowe's or Home Depot and I just grabbed what I think it was like a Rust-Oleum acrylic sealer. The only thing that you're just going to have to decide is if you want a matte finish or a gloss. I usually use matte for anything that is supposed to be matte, and then I'll use a gloss for like rocks or glass, anything that's supposed to be shiny. I do have these ones linked in my Amazon favorites. And they come in a 2-pack, so you'll get a gloss and a matte together. So that is our tile. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way, and we're going to do our bow next. So right now, I'm not going to use this frame. I'm going to use a different frame. But just how you could see, if we did the frame with no bow, it would just go in there just like that. And so you have your sign done. And then these just pop right back out. Now, if you're having issues with it popping, I didn't want to do this part until I got the transfers done. Just make sure you can come through on the outside. Sometimes our paint or a little bit of like this one has some paint here because these are designed to fit right in. So you could just lightly sand the edges. Just make sure that you don't have anything that's catching when it pops in and out. So you could do that too. So we're going to do our bow next. Y'all know the bows make me the bows make me a little nervous, but I'm getting better. And for those of you that said you struggle with bows, just know, keep practicing, because the more you practice, the easier it's going to get. So I have my mini Bodabra. If you don't have this, you don't have to have this. You could just make an X, like lay them on your mat and make an X. I'm just going to be using it to help hold everything for me. So I'm going to start by putting my middle in there, because you all know I always forget to put the middle in there. So I've got my jute on my little spool over here. So you'll need whatever you're going to tie the bow with there. These like come apart a little bit. There we go. And so I'm just going to start with the thicker burlap, and I'm just going to make an X. And then I'm going to just keep layering. Now I had these kind of piled on how I wanted them, but do you think I remember? No. I think I was going to go with these next. So again, this is just ripped. I think it's muslin. I get it at Walmart. And I'm going to just loop this back and forth. And I'm going to keep it kind of in the same like size / length of these ones. I say that, but then I'm going to pull it in a little bit because I want one tail on this side and one tail on the other side. So you just play with it. None of this is permanent. Did that help? Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to get, no, that did not help. In that case, I'm just going to pull this longer. We can always fix it. All right. So this tail down here is going to be long. It's fine. We're going to cut it off later. I want the equal loops so that I have the same, you know, thickness on each side. So I'm going to do my 2 muslin ones next. So I've got both those in there. This fly is driving me nuts. All right, I'm going to come in next with, and don't worry about all of this. Like we can cut all this later. Like this is the strings that you have from the scrappy bow, which makes it fun. So don't get hung up in any of that. All right, next I just have, again, these are strips of fabric. You could use ribbon too. In fact, I had planned on using ribbon, and then I just liked this color combination. So I changed my mind and decided to go with this. So again, these tails are going to be longer, but we're going to cut them later. So you just keep going back and forth. I do try and keep the ribbon kind of flat, but not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect, but. All right, so we've got that in there. Now I've got a couple strips of raffia. I did want them a little bit on the skinny side. So if you have it and it's a little bit thick, like this one's kind of thick, you can actually just take it and like just tear it to get like some thinner strips. Because you know how it comes in like some are thick and some are thin. And all right, so I've got like three little sheets here. Again, as much or a little of this stuff as you want. And then we're just going to come in here. We're going to add this to it. You can also just ball this up and then jam it in there. Like I feel like I'm making it harder than it needs to be right now. Easier said than done on these lives, right? Again, the Bodabra just makes it a little bit easier if you don't have a lot of hands. Well, you probably have the same 2 hands I have, right? It just helps as an extra set of hands is what I was trying to say. Okay, so I want equal tails on the side, so I'm just going to let these ones go out here. Okay, and the last thing we're going to add is the ribbon. Again, I was looking for different textures. I'm going to leave this side a little bit long because it's curling up right here, so I'm just going to cut that part off when I get to that. There's that fly again. I did do a little bit smaller with the ribbon on top. And now we're getting more towards the center of the bow. Trying to make them kind of equal distance, but all right, for this part, I just kind of want to make sure that I have the same amount of loops. So I only have 2 on this side. I have 3 on this side, so I'm gonna have to bring it over one more time. And that'll be the last one. So that was just enough for that. All right, then you can shove it down with this thing. It will still kind of come up on you a little bit, but that's okay. Then we will take our jute that we put down before, and then we'll give it a good smush. Now, when you pull it out, I think Kelly Jean brought this up, it is going to be like that. So what we need to do is kind of mush it down. Like you kind of just pinch it, work with it a little bit, and then I want the knot on the back, so I'm going to flip it over and tie everything here. I do need to plug in my glue gun now because we will need that. Or plug it in. I need to, oh geez. I only bought the, there we go. I need to turn this on. All right, so that's going to turn on. And we're going to finish the back here. Now, after we get this all tied is where we're going to kind of want to zhoosh it up and trim all the little ends, all that fun stuff. Sandra says the bow's so cute, right? I loved the textures. This was actually 2-inch burlap ribbon, and I just cut it down the middle. We had that in the kit a few months ago, so I have a ton of it left. But I didn't want it that wide, so I just cut it right in half, right down the middle. And since this is a, you know, like a messy or a scrappy bow or like a shabby, whatever you want to call it, it's okay that everything's like a little bit, you know, stringy and everything. So at this point is when I'm going to come in and I'm going to just cut some of these that are a little bit too long. Or I'm going to trim this stuff out of the way first. And again, I'm just doing this, I'm just eyeballing it. Like, I love these little scissors for like detail, but like I don't want everything the same length, but I also don't want everything like hanging way off. And then I cut these, you know, different angles so that they kind of have their own little personality. All right, I feel like that side's pretty good. And then this ribbon's just kind of do its own thing. I gotta cut this one. And then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So again, you just kind of mush it around however you want it. Anything that's too long, give it a little trim. This one. Yeah, this did work well with like a lot of texture. Like I said, I used to be like really afraid of bows because I just couldn't do them. Like, I don't like the way mine look, but with this technique, doing it the messy way, it's supposed to look messy. And I was like, well, perfect, because mine already look messy. So I'm halfway there. All right, we've got all of that. I am going to find a center for my bow. I had these coconut buttons. And do you think I saw them last night when I was looking for stuff, but do you think that I could find them again? No, before the live. No, I could not. I have these ones. I feel like it might need something a little bit bigger. So there's an option. I was seeing what buttons I have. This is where it's fun to just go through all the little knickknacks and things that you have. I have some of these vintage buttons. If I have one that has sunflowers, that would be perfect, but I don't know if we're going to find one. Just seeing which ones I have there. Oh, that one has a butterfly. That could work. I've got butterflies. I've got hearts. I don't think I have any yellow butterflies. All right, raise your hand if you have like little bins of all of the little things that you're like, one day I'm going to use these. But this is the moment. Like, this is what these all the little knick-knacky things are for. Which one did I not look at? I didn't go through this one. These are like all my little feet. I don't think I have anything cool in there. The other option would be I have the little burlap bow if I wanted to bring more of the check in there. I feel like that might be a little too much. I don't know. What are you ladies feeling? Are we feeling this little textured bow to bring in the burlap, or you're thinking like one of these? I almost think the textured one is like the least more simplified. Hi, Miss Sherry. Sherry, the things in this tutorial, I did link the pop and swap frame. So we're using the pop and swap frame tile, and then we're using, because Sherry, I know you're a member, we're using the rub-on transfers. So that's in this month's kit. So that'll be shipping out this August or August 1st. If you have, well, August 1st is a Friday. So let me be completely transparent. Your orders won't start shipping till Monday. But this is this month's transfer set. And then the rest is just my scraps that I had. And then this is our pop and swap frame tile. So these are on the website. If you don't have, we have just the tiles by themselves. Then we also have the entire frame in there as well. But that's what I'm using for the base today, is just one of the tiles. Monica. Oh, you guys want me to switch to the button? I can switch to the button. Sandra says the bow's so cute. Elizabeth says hands up. All right. We'll go back to the buttons. Let's see. I feel like this one with the flower, like the little purple. I don't have any with sunflowers because that would be perfect. Or here's one that's more plain that just has like the Eiffel Tower. That one. There we go. That's not clashing any colors. All right. You ladies win. I'm going with the button. All right. So we're going to glue two things to this. We're going to do the button on the front, and then I'm going to show you how to make your pop and swap have interchangeable bows. I was so stoked about this morning. The ladies are like, oh my gosh, that's genius. My shipping ladies that are in. All right. So, before we do that, you guys know I like to, on the buttons, and I know this is like a little, I don't know. You can do, I got to find a skinny one. You could do jute or raffia, but what I like to do with the buttons is these holes are pretty small, so it's usually easier with the raffia. I like to just put the raffia through there and tie it in the back so it looks like it's sewn on. It's like an optical illusion. And again, I just feel it adds a little bit of extra zhuzh. So I'll just loop my raffia through it. And again, you could use jute, but it needs to be pretty thin for these buttonholes. You could use string if you have it, if it's thin enough to go in there, but this is just an easy way with what I already have. You don't need to pull super tight. The raffia will break, but I'll usually just double knot it in there and then cut off the extra, and I'll show you. So then it just gives it like a more finished look, having the little thing in there. All right, now we can glue it on. Bless says, yes, that looks good. Right? I did, so it is. All right, you guys win. It was a good choice with the button. All right, so I'm going to make sure that we have the button like upright because it is a clock. So we're just going to glue that right on front. Now, the thing you'll have to do with the clock and the holes are not the same, but I want the 12 at the top. So my holes are a little sideways. In a perfect world, the holes would be in the right direction, but y'all know we don't live in a perfect world. Okay, so there's my bow. It's ready to go. So then I'm going to show you what I did. I modified one of my frames a little bit. So I have this pop and swap frame. And what I did was I took a magnet and I glued the magnet to the front corner. So if we were going to use it for the bow on the right hand side, it would be there. we're going to want the bow on this side. So we're just going to move it that way. So we're going to put our tile in there. Then on the back of our bow, I have the other magnet here. So what we want to do is make sure, because one side of the magnet is going to repel and one's going to stick. So we want to make sure that we are gluing the side that repels so that our bow actually sticks. So we're going to glue this to the back of our bow, and that's going to allow us to change our bow with our pop and swap frame. So you can make a bunch of different bows, and then if you're doing fall, you could do a fall bow. When you're doing the holidays, you could do a holiday bow. But I have to give this credit to Miss Katie and her magnet, because when I saw that, I was like, we need to be using this for different, I got to put it on right side up, in more ways. So now I have the bow that goes with my pop and swap frame, and I can just change it out whenever I want. So you're going to want to make your bow about the size that you want it to be for the frame. But now my pop and swap frame has a cute bow. So you buy the frame once, decorate it however you want to decorate it. This is a crackle. No, this is not a crackle. This is just the, whatchamacallit. This is just the plaster, the color plaster. And then I stained the inside. This one, yes, Monica said, would a Velcro button work? Yes, Velcro would be the same way. That's a great idea if you don't have magnets. This one I did in a crackle. I don't know if you can kind of see it better. That one has a crackle to it. But now you can switch out your bow with whatever you put on there. And again, since you can use it's the same all the way around. If I wanted the bow on the other side, I would just switch it. So like if I pull the tile, this other tile that I had, and let's say I wanted the bow on this side, then we could just put the bow on that side. And now, again, I have one frame that I could use for any type of holiday, any type of thing. Again, you can do the back. If you don't put anything on it, you can do the back. I have another one that we actually put buttons and stuff on. This is what made me think of this, because when we did the Ye Shall Know Them by Their Fruits, I put the button on the actual tile. Like I put the bow on the tile. So when you do that, you can't use the back because the bow won't go back in there. So what I was trying to figure out was like, how could we have a bow without making it affect the thing, and so we could still use the back? But that is an option if you don't care. You could put the bow on the tile, and then it just would be like this. So I was trying to figure out different ways that you could use the frame for multiple purposes, so that you just buy the frame set once, and then you can use it all year long for all the different things. So that's how easy it is. Again, we just put it on. If we want it on this side, we just put it this way. If we want it on this side, we put it this way, and then you just switch it to however you want. And then the frames do not have, they go on a stand. However, you can use the, oh my gosh, I tell you, my phone has just been going off all day with spam calls. Is it just me, or have they like ramped up? I'm not kidding. I get like 5 spam calls a day, and my husband, same thing. So I don't know if it's because of the business or what. But you can get one of these little hooks right here. These are the hooks that came with the signs, which this sign is now available. If you saw this and you wanted to do it, these are available on the site. I think the email for that went out Sunday, but you can find them in our canvas blank section on our website. You can use one of these. You could use a string to hang it. Also, I shared this in the membership group. You can actually use a soda tab. So a can of soda, you rip off that little tab that's on the can of soda. You can use that the same way. So if you have soda at home, just take a tab, and then you can glue that tab to the back, and then you can use that to hang it too. So don't feel like you have to go get hardware. You could just get a can of soda and rip off the tab and use that. Also, I think Dollar Tree might have like a little box of little hanging tab things. But if you don't have that, and you do have one of our, we have our, what do I call these? Our little stands. You can put them on the little stand, and it will display it that way as well. So most of, what was I going to say? Sorry, I saw a question. So there's all different ways that you can display it. Bless times 5 said, excellent idea. She's going to change hers to a magnet. Right. I love Monica's Velcro button. That could work as well. Anything that you can just remove and add back on will work. I happen to have a stack of magnets from a kit we did last year. So I was like, perfect. I'm going to grab those. Crafting and cooking with Crafty Mama Creations. I need to order a frame set. What is the bow maker tool called? Okay. So the bow maker tool is the mini bow dabra. They make a bigger one if you do like wreaths and stuff. I only do small crafts with our stuff. So I got the mini one. It is linked in my favorite things on my Amazon list. When I get off the video, I can go in and share the link for you. And you can go right to it. It comes with a giant roll of gold bendy string. I don't really use it for anything because it's like a really bright gold. It's like this color gold, which I don't use very often. But so I have it if you need it. And you can use that to tie the bows instead. I just have a giant roll of jute. So I usually do the jute. She also says, so cute. She loves it. Yes, it is so fun. So I will seal this. I'll take it outside and seal it after we get off the live. But I'm just going to go back through the designs again for those of you that got on late. The theme for this month is the abundant blessings. And so I'm just go back through the designs for those who missed it. And then we'll wrap it up. So we'll start with the printable club again. Let me move this over here. So we have the printable club, which is just printables where you can just print them out. And again, those of you that were talking about the pop and swap sign. So with the printables club, these are available right when you sign up. If you're already a member, you're going to get these designs. I forgot to mention that. If you're already a member, you're going to get these designs August 1st. So don't go to the website and sign up again to get these designs. Otherwise, I'm going to have to refund you and it's going to be like, well, I'll have to skip your membership. If I don't catch it, you're going to get charged again on the 1st. That's what I was trying to say. So every month we have some members that catch this and they're like, I want the designs now. I don't want to wait till Friday. And then they get charged again. And I don't want that to happen to you. So just wait till August 1st and they'll automatically come to you. But you get 5 printable sheets. So this one right here is, I just grabbed it. Right here. This one right here is the pop and swap tile size. So you'll get 2 pop and swap tiles, this one and this one. There's always 2. So you can make a pop and swap sign every month, not have anything shipped. There's no shipping on this. It goes right to your email. You just print them out. There's that fly again. Then you get 2 borders. And then this one is sized for a coaster. So this would work on a coaster. It would work on a wood round. I don't have any. I was looking. No, I was going to say I don't have any here with me, but that's the size for it. So coaster or wood round or a little mini wood sign. So that's sheet 1. Sheet 2 is the full verse with another pattern. Again, this one would work for the pop and swap sign. And you've got your coasters here too. So every month you can make at least 2 coasters. If you're a reseller, you can resell anything you make with our designs. So you can make a bunch of these and sell them at market or sell them at your church craft fair or however you want to do it, or on Etsy, any of the ways. Then you get 2 borders here too. The borders, a lot of our card makers use those. Sheet 3 has, this is signed really well for a 5x7 card. And you've got some extra graphics here. These ones, if it was me, I'd do them on sticker paper so that I could print it out on the vinyl sticker paper, which is what I used for, where are they at? I used it on this one. So you can just cut it out and use it like a sticker. So you can do that with these. Just print it on the sticker paper, cut it out like a sticker, and apply it like a sticker on anything, cards, gifts, whatever you're going to do. Sheet 3 is our bookmark size. So these fit our large bookmarks. So if you have the wooden ones, the bookmark comes with 2 beads and the string, or you could just print them on cardstock, put a hole in them and laminate them like we did this last month. So again, so if you don't want to do the wood, you could do laminated bookmarks. And we did a cute little tassel tutorial on that. So that's an idea. You have your gift tag sheet. Again, I print these usually on cardstock if I'm going to use them so that you can just put a hole in it and then you can use it right on a gift. And then the next sheet, this is our jar labels. So we did the jar labels before. That's these ones. So this is when I was using the double-sided sticky paper. Now I'm just going to use the vinyl sticker sheets. So what you can do is just cut them out. The larger ones are made for like a larger mayonnaise type jar or whatever, however many ounces the larger jar is. These smaller ones fit. This is an Aldi's jam jar. I just soaked the label off, and then you can stick it right on there. You can put your name. This is a couple months ago's design or whatever. So this is great for ministry gifts, new neighbor gifts. Last month we had Christmas. Sorry, I think the lady's picking up the mail. Bugsy. Last month we had a Christmas design, so you could pre-do the Christmas, and then we'll have more Christmas coming. We have one more month of fall, and then we'll have more Christmas. Bugsy, no one's here. So that's an idea there. Then you also have your full repeatable pattern sheet. This is designed so that all the edges match up, so you could print multiple of these and lay them all flat together to cover like a larger sheet, like a shelf or a tray. I should do a tutorial on that. Oh, that was that one. Okay, that was a duplicate. That was my cardstock. And then the last sheet that we just added, especially for the new people, this takes you right to the tutorial so you can get started. So this is the YouTube playlist, and these are specific tutorials. So if you're like, I want to make that tassel bookmark Melanie was talking about, you just click that with your phone. Well, you take a picture of it with your phone. It'll take you right to that tutorial. So here's the tassel bookmark one. Here's how we made pocket tags with the printables, the little to put a gift card in. This is how you make the coasters, and this is how you do the pop and swap sign that I just did, but with the printables. And I think on that one, I show you how to make. This one. So this is a printable in the background. This is fabric. This was a rub-on transfer, and this was a printable. So in that tutorial, I show you how to layer all of that stuff. And this is a piece of cardboard from an Amazon box. So fun. Layla wants to know, can we access or buy the past month's design once we join the club? Hi, Miss Lisa. Hey, Mary. For the printables, not at this point, but it is something that we are working on. We will not be releasing the full design sheets, the bonus sheets and everything, but I am looking at adding past months after it's been a few months of the printables to the site. I haven't been able to do it yet. Peggy wants to know if she can still see Tuesday night tutorial on the cross without the circle. Yes, Peggy, that is live in the membership, or that is in the membership group, and it will, the way Facebook works right now, it's only keeping our lives live for 30 days. And then it automatically deletes. And then at that point, we have to, well, before that happens, we have to manually go in and download it and then re-upload it. So for right now, it'll be in the group. Yeah, so I went live on Saturday, just check in the group, and that tutorial is up there. Layla says, thank you. By the way, she loves the sunflowers. Oh, so happy. Monica had a question. I love the jar labels. She cans fruit and salsa each year for her church community Thanksgiving baskets. I can't wait to use them on the jars. I love that. Monica, we will share a picture when you get them done because I love seeing all that you guys make. Love it. Okay, so let's go. We went through the printables. So the printables club is either by itself, monthly, or you get it free with the deluxe club. Next is the transfer club. So the transfer club this month are getting these 3 sheets. So I used this one in today's project. You have all of these others you can use. And then we have certain ones that are designed to fit the project that I'll show you again just in a moment. But you get the sheet 1, sheet 2 has the background strips. These would also work for, I'm looking at a couple of them. I know this checkered one for sure would work on a bookmark if you don't have the project. But they could be borders on envelopes, cards, wherever you can layer them. Then you've got the My God Shall Supply All Your Needs, some more sunflowers, a little blessed one here. And then what sheet did I not do yet? And then we have the larger design for like a bigger sign. I've seen people put these on plates, like they'll paint the outside of the plate and use this in the middle. So cute. And then you have the abundance blessing theme one here. And then you have your full verses of James 1:7 for your card makers. For our card makers, we put those verses on there. So you can get the transfer club by itself, or you can get the transfer club with the full project, which I'll show here in just a moment. So we offer that by itself, just the transfers, or the transfers plus the full project if you want to do that. So next we have the napkin. We have the napkins. Where did I put the napkins? Oh, right here. Next we have the napkins. So this is available just napkins. If you're a decoupager, you can just get the napkin club, or you can get the napkin plus the project. And I'll show the project here in just a moment. Elizabeth, do you use a sealer when using the vinyl stickers on jars? I'm thinking about lots of handling, possibly wet wiping a jam jar. Elizabeth, that's an excellent question. I would use a sealer. I would use the gloss version on it though, on the jam jars for sure, because exactly that. You're gonna have sticky hands. Also, if you're doing like a marker in that spot or a stamp, you're gonna want something to make sure that doesn't run into the sticker. So for sure, whatever you put on it, then seal it. If you're gonna sign it or use stamps or whatever, definitely. So the first one is the Psalms 23:5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. So you'll get 2 of that design. You're gonna get 2 You're going to get 2 of this design. I used the other one in my stack that I had on the project, which I'll show in just a moment. But this one is from Philippians 4:19. But my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. You'll get 2 of the Deuteronomy 28:12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And then you'll get your Proverbs 10:22, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. And then we almost always do a hymnal in the Napkin Club each month as well. And the hymn this month is I'm Walking in the Light. These are great for background images. I use them quite often for that. I'll do it in the background and then put something over the front. So that's the Napkin Club, available with or without a project. And then I'll show you the project again is going to be the coffee mug block signs. So I have 2 versions. This is the one, I'm trying to show you this way. This is the one that I did with the napkin. So if you're in the napkin decoupage club where you just get the napkins, I painted the background and I show you how to do that in the tutorial. And then I painted the 2 little wood hearts that you get in your kit. And this is, I used a paint pen to do the little stitching lines. And then these are little scraps of fabric from the fabric that comes in your kit. You'll get 2 different coordinating prints of the fabric squares in the 5x5. And then you get a big 10x10 sheet of the white. You definitely won't need it all. And then you get 3 buttons. You get a small, medium, and a large. I used the medium and the large in this one. And then you'll get the rope handle as well. And then, so I'll put this one here so you can see it on this camera. And then this is the one that I did with the transfer. So if you have the transfer club, transfer project kit club, this one is all just the transfers. So I used the background strips here, and then I put the wording over the top. And we specifically did the wording filled in on almost all the designs so that you could layer them this way. This one, I painted the hearts in the black and did the white. I just took a paint pen and did the stitching and then used my extra scraps here. And this is the larger button. So the only thing that's not going to come in your kit is the jute. So you'll have to have jute, and you will need the E6000 to glue the handle. Or if you have like some mega staple gun, you could staple it. I just glued it. So that is the transfer kit club, or the transfer kit club. And then for the transfer kit club, we did multiple designs in the transfer that will fit on the wood block. This is the largest one. It will fit, but it's going to be tucked up under your bow. So that's an option. Again, all this behind here is all clear. So you would see the stripes behind it. This one will fit over it. So if you liked that look, I used this one. You could use any of these, but if you want like an actual verse, this one has a verse in it too. That one would work. You could also do this one off to the side, because we could have put our bow on the other side, and I could have done this one over the top of it. So there's lots of options. You could even do the James 17. It's going to be tight, but it will fit if you just wanted the James 17. So you have tons of options with the transfer kit club on how you want to make this look and make it your own. So these are for any new members. If you sign up now, you're going to be getting, this is what you're going to be getting, and we'll ship it out already. All the existing members, your memberships are going to run on the 1st, and we'll start shipping on Monday. I did want to show you, what's that one thing I wanted to show you? Oh, for the members, when you get your kit, if you're in any of the project kit clubs, you get the tutorial right when you get your kit. So you don't have to wait for us to do the member live later in the month. We will craft it together the last Saturday of the month. But if you was like a lot of you, just get going, and I love that because then you give me ideas for when I do the lives. But the tutorial is right here, and it'll tell you what all you need that's not included in the kit, and give you, you know, a couple ideas of what you can do. And then this month, I'm not going to show you, but I actually give you a preview to coming next month. So you're going to get a little sneak peek of what the designs and the kit are, so you can get excited about it. But this card only comes in if you get a project kit. If you just get the transfer club or the napkin club or the printables club, the printables have those tutorials on the back, but you can just start crafting. And I'll give you ideas throughout the month of what you can use them for. Mickey says she loves the August materials. I am so happy. That makes me so happy. But as a reminder, this is what we did today. I did link in the video description the pop and swap frames. So we have the Bethany. This is Mary of Bethany. And then we have the Hannah. This one is the Hannah. And we've done the Hannah for those of you that are new. This one's stained, but I have another version that we did. You can also, I used paint pens and staining. And we actually, this was my vision when I designed it, or when we designed it, was to individually color these. It is a little time consuming, but it is an option if you want. You don't have to just stain it. This is just the stained one. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that one. And then we've done this one a bunch of different ways as well. This is just the white plaster paint, and then I stained just the inside. Used painter's tape, you know, to keep it separated as you're painting. And then this one I crackle painted the whole outside. So it actually has, what did I do underneath it? I think it has a pink underneath it. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, this one has a pink underneath it. And then I crackled it. And then I've also done a teal. Thank you for joining us. Last 5 times she gotta get back to work. That's totally fine. This one has a teal underneath the crackle. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do the frame. It just depends on, you know, what your style is for where you're going to display it and what you want to do. I left mine a little bit neutral so I could use it for Christmas or whenever. So these two are the ones that I use the most because they're a little bit more neutral, and we can fit anything in there. But when you get your pop and swap frame, it comes in pieces. Oh, so here's one that I've done. I have a different one on the back. So this is how I was mentioning you can do, this is, both of these are decoupage napkin. So I did one napkin on the front, one napkin on the back. So if you're just in the napkin club, you could just get a frame, get the napkin club, and every month have 2 different signs that you can make. And we do sell the tiles separately as well. So if you want multiple tiles, you can get them in like a 2-pack or a 4-pack when you get your sign. But we're trying to make it so that you can make multiple things without having to, you know, spend $1 bazillion to get all the things. But we also get it if you want all the things, because that's me and I want all the things. So I totally get it. Tina, you would like the Amazon list of favorites? Okay, perfect. When I get off, I know a couple of you have asked for it, and it likes to hide. So if you go to my main Facebook page, you have to back out of the live to do it. But when it's over, you can go, and it's pinned at the top. But I will go and pull it and give you guys the link so that you can see it. And I do need to add the sticker paper to it. Right now I have the double-sided sticky paper, which is not, it's not beginner friendly. And you all know I'm not Martha Stewart, okay? I'm just a girl that likes to craft. I'm not like a super technical person. All the skills that I have learned that you're seeing right now, I have learned over the last 3 years doing these videos. And I like to just find stuff and try it, and we'll see how it works. And usually the first time I do it, I'm getting better at practicing before I go live, but I work out all the bugs so that you can do it. So don't think that I'm some great crafter. I'm not. But I will update that link and switch out that sticker paper because it's just not user friendly, at least for me, because you have both sides. It's a whole thing. It's like 2-sided fly paper you're trying to stick on a paper. So I'm going to switch that link out with the one I got that I can tell you right now just from peeling it off. It's so much easier. And because it is vinyl, it's not see-through. So you can put it right over your decoupage and it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to see the print behind it. So I'm already a fan and I haven't even used it yet. So I'll definitely be sharing that. I'll update it and share it. Lisa said she loves all the sunflowers. Oh, good. Lisa, so sorry about your order fiasco. Sidebar, if you're not Lisa, you're gonna get this tea. I finally figured out what happened, Lisa. We sent your entire order. The reason it ended up in Ohio is a whole nother customer got it. Mind you, that customer has not let us know she got it. I wouldn't ask for it back anyway. It's our mistake. But that's what happened. I finally figured it out yesterday. We did get your whole order reshipped and headed to you yesterday. So thank you for your patience. We do make mistakes. What happened, it got combined with someone else's order and it did go to Ohio and she got it. But thank you for your patience. And we did get that shipped out. So I'm glad that you popped on so I could tell you, because I think you and Camille have been emailing back and forth, but I just want to make sure that you knew we got it all. We got it all sorted. But that's it for today. So I will pop off here. I'll download this tutorial and get it on the website. For those of you that are newer, all of the tutorials that we've done, these lives, they all get posted on the website. At the top of our website, christiancraftpaper.com, there's two little scissors and it says tutorial. You can click on that and you can see all of our tutorials that we've done every Tuesday since we've done them. And the membership ones for the actual kits, we all put up there too. So if you liked this sign that we did, like I mentioned, it's actually not this one that's in the tutorial, because I don't want to say that you don't have one. This sign bundle is now available on the website, even if you're not a member. And the tutorial for this is on the website. So you could just grab this if you want it and make this following that tutorial. You can use a napkin for this. You can also use a rub-on transfer for this, or in this particular one that's not in the tutorial, but it's just a different version. I used last month's rub-on transfer for this design and just painted the bottom. So tons of different options. I did in the actual sign, when you go to look at the sign to buy it, there are member examples of what they've done with it so that you guys can have ideas of how the members decorate them if you wanted to kind of do the same thing. Woohoo! Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. You're too sweet. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and update the Amazon list, and then I'll go in here and reply to those people that need it or any questions that I missed. But I will be live again next Tuesday for sure. Every Tuesday I go live at 12 p.m. Pacific time and show you a different way to use our designs. But I may pop in before then because I do want to show you how to do the bookmarks for this month using the printables. And I also want to do a coaster one as well. So I'm going to try and figure out when and where to do that. I might just pop on. I don't know. But if I don't see you before then and I see you next Tuesday, that'll work too. But until then, happy crafting.